All right, y'all. What up? Can y'all see me? I woke up in bees mode. No, y'all can't see me. Okay, there we go. All right, what up? What up? What up? I'm back, y'all. So I was answering questions. I want to say real estate Q&A. If you guys got any questions, just doing my little give back, my go-giverness, giving back to everybody in the middle of the night before the game comes on, before we watch this Steph Curry Bay Area. If you guys got any questions for your boy B, feel free to ask me real quick. Like I said, it's gotten to the point, man, I can't answer all of the questions that come to my inbox anymore. And I think people had gotten so used to me responding all the time to my inbox that it kind of got a little frustrated when I don't get a chance to respond via inbox. So I want you all to help me help you. And if you have questions, ask your questions here so that everybody can see. And you'll probably ask something that other people are questioning as well. So anybody got any real estate questions for your boy B, or any motivational questions that you may need help with? This is my way of giving back. How do you follow up with Zillow for sale by owners that tell you to get lost on the price? Well, did they tell you to stop texting them? Once again, buy, die, or tell me to stop. That's my motto. So it's not a how do you, it's do you follow up. So once again, if they don't tell me to stop, I honor their wishes and keep messaging them because they still have their number on the internet, right? So if they take their number off the internet, then I stop texting them. If they don't take their number off the internet, I don't stop texting them. So I do probably like twice a week to the same sellers, maybe once a week to the same sellers, and I rotate it like that. Hector, I hope that answers your question. Emails of cash buyers who buy in Atlanta. Who buy in Atlanta? Tons of people. Haki is on here. I believe she buys in Atlanta. How do you have enthusiasm off the charts all day? Somebody else asked me that. How do you have enthusiasm off the charts all day? One of the things I will tell you is I answered this question. Let me see if I can turn on this light out here. My sons may be trying to sleep and I'm loud. I'm in beast mode, loud at the crib. So how do I have, I'll just go out here. Maybe you guys can see me, maybe you can't. But you can still ask questions. So how do I have the energy? Here's the thing. I told somebody this. No, I want you to see my face on this. Can you see my face? I ain't that dark. But guys, so when it comes to life, I wake up to experience life. It's a new experience for me on a daily basis. Meaning my spirit, this moment right now, has never been here before. So tomorrow when I wake up, I get another opportunity to see the world unfold before these eyes. And so that's beautiful to me, to know whatever it is, whether it's good situations that could possibly happen today or bad situations, I get to watch what this world unfolds in front of me. So I get to create it in vision. I don't know how it's going to unfold. That's the beauty of this. Like, the how is not my jurisdiction of how my vision is going to be manifested, but the unfoldment of it I get to watch. So when I wake up, I burst out of bed like, yeah, I'm here again. Like, I got another shot at this thing, baby. Like, I get to see more. And so why am I so crunk and why am I so excited about life? Because I get to see life. I get to see life on a daily basis, man, from these eyes. Your eyes, think about it. Your eyes see the world in a different way. I can't see the world through your eyes. But these eyes, I get excited about it, man. So that's why, I wake up. I get to see my family, my beautiful wife, my beautiful sons, my beautiful mom and dad, and friends, etc. My business model. I get to see all of that unfold, man. So why I have the energy the way I have, I feel like it's the enthusiasm in me. And if I took a etymology when I was in high school, and I learned that the word enthusiasm is a Greek Latin word that's in enthu. It stands for the God within. So enthusiasm is me expressing the God within all of us, and letting my light shine. Because if I don't let my light shine, nobody will. So I hope that answers your question, Mike Myers. Mike Myers. All right, B, explain that Instagram post about David in the lion's den. Oh, here he go. Here he go. All right, Instagram post about David in the lion's den. All right, so the scripture talks about David before he was tossed to the lion den. The kings had told him to not pray to any other gods outside of the king. The king is the king, etc. And like I said, I know some of the Bible, don't quote me word for word on this, but this is how I remember the story. So the king told them that, hey, nobody else can pray to the god, etc. And if you pray to him, you're going to get killed, right? And so the king loved Daniel, though. He loved Daniel. He really liked Daniel. He had a favoritism towards Daniel. And so I'm bringing it down to the layman's term. So it was some people hating on Daniel, and they saw Daniel praying, like as he always does, and so they went to go tell the king, hey, look, didn't you just say that couldn't nobody pray to the other god, and if they did, you was going to kill them? And so the king was like, yeah, I said it. Well, what's up? What's going on? And so he was like, they was like, well, Daniel is praying to this God that you told him not to, and you need to hold down, your law. What you going to do? And so, of course, the king had to order Daniel to go into the lion's den. Well, the thing about it is, Daniel kept praying. He kept praying through it in a nutshell. And in a nutshell, he kept his eye on the Lord. No matter what it was that he got ordered to be thrown in the lion's den. And what I'm saying is he didn't focus on the problem. He didn't attach. And I'm going to go into this even more. He didn't attach or emotionally attach to the physical display that was being presented to him. Meaning like, you about to die and the worst of the worst is about to happen. He didn't attach to that emotionally. So he was able to transcend and keep his eye on the Lord or keep his eye on the solution of his problem. And so the scripture tells us that by him doing that, God allowed the mouths of the lions to be wired shut. Okay, wired shut while he was in the lion's den. And the next morning when the king came, he came and was like, David, you still alive? You good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. My Lord saved me. Right? My Lord saved me. I didn't focus on this problem of the lion. So the lion of your problem mouths will be shut when you keep your eye on the Lord. When you focus on the solution of whatever it is that your problem is. And how do you do that? It goes back to scripture when Jesus talks about removing all doubt from your heart, having the faith in what it is that you believe that you have it now. And what that means is you have to uncritically observe your reaction to whatever it is. When a thought is presented to you or a problem is presented to you, you need to uncritically observe your reaction to what it is that was presented to you. Meaning, if it gives you a bad feeling or, oh man, oh my God, and you give an emotional reaction to it, that locks you into that frequency. That emotional attachment that you give to that physical appearance locks you into it. So what you have to do is transcend and focus on a solution. Don't give it any emotional reaction. You know what? That's good. It's all good, baby. Let's go. And you look up and you focus on the solution of it, and you give a love for the solution of your problem. You give an emotional attachment, and what that does is it cuts the thread. It cuts the thread to the physical appearance that you were seeing and attaches a new thread to the solution of your problem, and it takes you to that, and that solution it unfolds in your life. Okay, so that is pretty much how to cancel out doubt, learn to uncritically observe your reaction to something that's presented to you. And when you do that, when you learn to uncritically observe it, you get to know, like, man, I was about to get at some emotional attachment. Because when the thought is mixed with the feeling, that's when you manifest. You only manifest when thought is mixed with emotion. When those two things happen, boom, it's happening just like that. So you got to understand that your emotional involvement in a frequency, your emotional involvement in a physical sense presentation, this physical presentation here, your emotional attachment to it keeps you in it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question there. What's your fast way of knowing what to offer? What my buyers want. Remember that if you're wholesaling, you're probably not buying for yourself. If you're wholesaling, so it shouldn't be about what you want. It should only be about what your buyers want. So you need to literally lock in, find out what your buyers want, and then you'll know what to offer minus your fee. So if my buyers are going to pay $100,000 for a specific area, and if I want to make $20,000, guess what? That means I'm going to offer what? $80,000, right? Minus the rehabs and all that stuff. Okay. Everyone. Okay. Are you jumping in other markets? I close often, but Have low inventory and buyers in Chicago. Yeah, we are. We're actually expanding here. We're doing a lot of virtual stuff. We're opening up. So we'll be announcing the areas that we're involved in once we get X amount of contracts locked up, and we'll let everybody know what those areas are. Only closing one deal per month average. How can I do more? Mentally do more. You anything that's in your physical, and people say, man, how can you? But you mentally do more. There's nothing that happens in this physical world that's not first in your inner world. It's not going to happen the other way. Like you can't look at the effects and say, I want to do more and work with the effects. You got to work with the cause. The only way that you get a breakthrough in life or whatever, or change a situation, is changing inside. How do you change it inside? I'm going to tell you a quick tip that you can do to create a manifestation. And this one really works. Of course, everybody knows about the dominating your mind, but what you have to do, what an easy way to do is the people in your life, your friends, your family members that you love the most, that you care about the most. What you want to do before you go to bed at night or when you wake up in the morning is mentally call them to your mind and tell them the good news about the solution or the thing, that the desire that you want to manifest, okay? Meaning, see the emotional attachment, their reaction, smiling back at you. See all of those things. So if you want to drive a new car, right? Or you want a promotion in your business or job or whatever, or let's just say you want a new car, right? And I don't know, I'm just going to say a Porsche or whatever. You want a Porsche. So what you have to do is mentally call your best friend to your mind. You know how you do this right now? Man, girl, what up, dog? I just got a Porsche, dog. Oh my God. You want to mentally call them to your mind and fall in love with the reaction that they give you. Fall in love with the emotional attachment that they give to you, announcing that as if it was now. And what that does is, you see how it's probably doing now. It draws you into that frequency a whole lot faster. Once again, the thought plus the emotion. Those two things, when they attach to each other, you physically manifest and it unfolds. That desire is a seed. That desire is a seed, and it comes with it wrapped with all of the things that it needs to unfold in your life. So when you literally have that thought, mix it with an emotional attachment, and you do that by drawing someone that you really care about in your life into your vision and telling them the good news, right? We'll talk about more about good news later. Okay, so any other questions, guys? So I've been trying to get in beast mode myself. I recorded my goals and playing to myself all day, night long. I'd like to record my goals over the beats of a song I've heard you talk about it. Where, see more? I've heard you talk about it. Where can I go to find the beats to record my voiceover? What's your current favor? Let's go, beast. Okay, Mike Myers, you got some good questions. So, I love, like, when Lil Wayne was hot. Y'all remember Lil Wayne used to be hot? A minute. Like, I like beats like that. I like Jay-Z beats. I like the new Rick Ross beats. Like, but, you know, there are certain things that they say in the songs that I just don't agree with. I ain't about that, you know. So, pretty much you can go and find beats, you know, from anywhere, pretty much. I don't really know, you know, what type of music you like. What type of music you like, Mike? And run those beats on that. Any other questions, guys? I'm glad you all are tuned in. If you've been inboxing me and asking me questions, feel free to ask them here so that everybody can see them. None of them are really private questions. So, and I feel like this would be great for other people to see and gather information from and kind of go back and watch this feed so that they can kind of get inspired or whatever. So what questions do you have for me? Whether it's about mindset, whether it's about real estate, whether it's whatever it's about, ask away. Do you give offers off as is value? Do you give offers off of as is value or ARV? I give offers based upon what my buying criteria is, meaning because I buy and hold in Memphis, or what my buyers will pay. I don't come up with numbers off of a random formula. It's all about what my buyers want. If you're wholesaling, it's about what your buyers want. Let me turn this fan. I'm getting hot. If you're wholesaling, it's not about what you want. It's not about this magic formula. It's not about any of that. It's about what will your buyers pay for that zip code. Subtract the amount of rehab that you need. Meaning, if it's a minimal job, $5 times the square footage. If it's a medium job, it's what, $10 to $12 times the square footage. If it's a gut job, it's $15 to $20 times the square footage. So once you find out what the value is, multiply by 0.7, subtract what I just did with the formula of the rehab. I know you know how to do that. And then subtract your fee. What do you want your fee to be? Remember, so you got to start with where your buyers say they're gonna what they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay that all-in cost. That means that they're saying, and those of you that are wholesalers, you understand this course, and so this is relating to them. But if they say I'm gonna pay 70 cents or 70% LTV, that means you take that 70%. Subtract the rehab, subtract all of the things, and that's the price that you need to be at because their all-in cost is going to be at that specific price. Okay? All right, my first rental property, how many units, bro? It really depends on you and your goals. So rental properties, some people want 1,000 properties. Some people want, enough properties to cover their lifestyle. So whatever it is that you want, so what you do is you take the, let's just say if it's $500-$600 a month that you're going to make from a rental. And you subtract, let's just say $100 for taxes and insurance, and then another 10%, so $5. So let's just say off of a $600 a month rental, you bring it home $450 a month, right? And if you own it free and clear, whatever the case may be, so you got $450 a month, and your bills are, I'm just going to use even numbers, $3,000 a month. So to 10 properties will put you at $4,500 a month, $1,500 above your current expenses. The way to get out of the rat race is to have more passive income than you have on monthly expenses, more passive income than you have on monthly expenses. And so once you do that, you are officially out of the rat race. So you need to sit down, calculate up your bills, your expenses, all of them, and then find out how much money you need to get out of the rat race, so that you don't have to keep selling deals to make money or to live a lifestyle that you want to live. And you may want to add in there, like you like to travel, like we love to travel, etc. So you want all of that to be covered by your passive income. Now, here's the thing. As a landlord, you understand that things happen. Some of them go vacant. Some of them, sometimes they're not always rented out, right? You got to do maintenance on them. It's almost like if I buy a car, do I expect not to have to do any maintenance on it? No, I know I'm going to have to do maintenance on it. I'm a landlord. I know I'm going to have to do maintenance. I know I'm going to have to do evictions. Those things come with it. But that's why I also wholesale. That's why I flip properties. That's why I have an app business. That's why, these other mediums that we have income coming in for my big chunk money that I love to make, right? While I'm still young and in the game, I do those things to account for the part of the business that is not always passive income. Make sense? So just because you make passive income or you're building a rental portfolio does not mean that you're not going to have issues. It's a business, okay? So remember that. It's a business that you're running, and in a business, there are things that happen, and you got to understand that, okay? So when you build a rental portfolio, keep your job if you're working a job. Keep your business going if you're working a business. A rental portfolio is for exactly what it is. It's for retirement. And the name of the game for rental portfolios is to eventually, if you want to, pay them all off where you own them free and clear to where all that money is coming to your cash flow by the time you do retire, 45, 50, 60, whatever age you want to retire at. What's your end game? My end game, man, is building legacy at this point. Like, it's about like right now, our residual, it covers our lifestyle, which is a fun thing, a fun experience to have. But more importantly, it's about building a legacy. Like my kids, I make sure that I teach them the type of mindset that they need to have, et cetera, to grow, passing it along. And more so now, it's become bigger than my immediate family. It's become about people like you that are interested in growing and building a legacy for their family. So now, what is my end game? It's about sharing. In addition to, of course, I love making money. Don't get it twisted. I love making money too. It's about all those things, but right now, it's about pretty much giving it out so much that where I become an open vessel, and then I just get an overflow of abundance that's flowing to me and through me and to you. So my end game is about legacy building at this point, man, because I know that each of us, we can call money to us in any kind of way. I have mediums of income that can come from any other, I can call it, right? And you can too. But by knowing that, you don't have to have $100 million sitting right here in your hand in your bank account. You can call it right to you if you need it. So when you kind of have that, you can walk around, and know that, I want more people to understand the amazing gift that they have. They have the power to think, speak, and create anything that they want to do in life. And so the more people that I share that with, the more I feel like the abundance can happen, in this universe. So what's your end game? So what are other low costs of entry forms of passive income other than real estate? Vending machines. Vending machine is a really good passive income that to bring in a couple $100s a month. Now, it's more of an active passive income. What do I mean by active? That means that you have to go check on them a little bit more. You have to do things that, you have to check your route, etc., a little bit more. And if you got 20 or 30 or 40 vending machines, they're generating $400, $500, $600 a month, you got to check them a little bit often. Their route can kind of get. So what you do is you get that to get in the habit of expecting residual income, and then you grow out of that into bigger and larger forms of residual income. It's almost like, you probably won't see a Warren Buffett in vending machines. You probably won't even see them in the rental business, right? You just see them in the I'm buying businesses and I'm making income from them, right? And so, as you grow as an investor, you will be able to, grow the various ways that you make passive income. Marvelous. Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Stay dynamite. You too, Christian. Can't wait to see you in Cleveland. I know, man. I'll be in Cleveland May 18th. I'll be in Cleveland. Paula Lilly and Bryan Robbins, two amazing people that put this event together, meetup. And, guys, look, we just came up with this. We're going to do an event in Memphis, Tennessee. I want to say the 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's going to be a 3-day intensive. The first day is a meetup. But 2-day, straight intensive. We're going to be teaching on the mindset, real estate, and various information about real estate, etc. We're going to determine the location here in the next couple of days, and the price range is going to be, I want to say, between $199 and $299, depending on where it is. I put an announcement out there, and we got enough feedback and inboxes, etc., to where enough people are coming to where it's a done deal. So that's going to be my birthday weekend too. So come out and have fun, and I'm going to pour into you like no other before. Do you still cold call? Oh, cold call I cold call all the time, Christian. So we cold call. Me personally, I would do anywhere between 200 to 300 a day. And I have people on our team. I have segmented teams all across the country now that do the same thing. So at first it was just me, but like I said, I prefer to lead by example. I'm not just, hey, go do this. So my team, they'll try to reach out to me and say, hey man, you busy? Except, yes, I'm busy. I'm grinding. Here's the thing about my team. Everything that I tell, I know every part of my team. I know the back end technical stuff. I know the front end stuff. So everything about it I tell them to do, I'm doing it on the back end, all of it. So me adding a team to my arsenal, I love real estate, guys. So me adding a team to my arsenal is just an addition or an extension of me. But those extensions of me are doing a smaller part. They're still having a big role, but they're doing a smaller part at the business model that helps us grow even larger than where we are. I have a team that texts on Zillow every day. Give me a Tennessee zip code so I can JV good deals. I mean, pretty much we dominate Frazier. You find me anything in Frazier at my right price, 38127, I'll buy it. I love Frazier. 38128, 38127, 38116, 38109. Those are my zip codes, baby. Send me something. Nothing in the Riverside, though, in 38109. Do you still cold call? Yes. Okay. Tuned in from Louisiana. What up, Robert? All right. Are you doing direct mail now? Never do direct mail. I don't. Direct mail is just. I was at an event this weekend in Utah. People were talking about how they spent tens of thousands of dollars. This is not funny. I'm not laughing like that. But they spent tens of thousands of dollars in direct mail, and they ain't nobody calling me back. Bruh, $10,000. I can show a person how to diversify $10,000 across their wholesaling business and make a fortune. If a person has $10,000 to spend, if you got to spend $10,000 to make $20,000, that to me doesn't make sense. If I'm spending $10,000 to make $20,000, bruh, that's insane to me. So my point is, I can make with $10,000, I can spread it out across the efforts of other people and have more mass production from a team of people, teaching them the free mediums that we use. I'm straight energy budget. I really don't do a lot of pay for. I've done PPC and it's brought great dividends before, but it's not a go-to for me. My free mediums is from referrals from people. Every day I get people to send me properties. I got a $40-some thousand deal from several different properties sent from a referral. Dude. So what I'm saying is my energy budget game though. So let me say this. When I say I don't do direct mail, you got to understand where I'm coming from. My energy budget, bro, is I'm maxed out. I'm going all in. I'm all in. I'm just ice in my veins when I'm in the work mode. I call the game my work schedule. The game is my work schedule. That's the time frame that I'm playing. That's my work schedule. So the hours that I'm in the game, I'm Iceman, like ice running through my veins, and I'm getting it. Meaning I'm sending out texts. Like I send out like a couple hundred texts from different things. Like the stuff that I do, I call. Like I make sure that I follow up with people in my circle that are, hey, look, you got any houses you got for sale? I send out a text message to wholesalers that send me deals. I do it all on a daily basis. I go through the newspaper online and I look for, deals, pre-foreclosures. I go through all these other mediums. I do it all. My energy budget, but what I'm saying is that takes the play. What I tell everybody, my energy budget outdoes any company's Fortune 500 budget. And that's what I'm saying. All of us have that though. And you got to understand my MO, where I come from. Whereas, money wasn't just abundant like that, right? So ain't nobody around where I'm from got $10,000 to throw at something to try it out to see if it worked. So I had to come at it from an angle to where I ain't got it, but I got this though. I got a heart. And my heart is going to grind. Like, I'm going to grind. And so if a person, so I didn't have anybody that was teaching energy budgets back then. So I was come up with these ideas. And if it worked, I added to the arsenal. And so I add all these other energy budget techniques to my arsenal. And before you know it, I got 15 to 20 different methods of energy budget techniques that I run all simultaneously at the same time. And it brings me a high-powered offense. That's where that high-powered offense method comes from. All right, so my lead source manager on fleek. Thanks. Oh, awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. Own it. All right. So when we see you on Wall Street, oh, Marie, I gotta tell Marie, Mike is stupid. Michael is stupid. This ain't funny. I'm not laughing. All right. So how would you use $10,000? A couple examples. How would you use $10,000? A couple examples. There's various ways. Answer this, Marvin. What would you want to, what are you trying to make on that $10,000? Don't say just whatever I can. What specifically do you want to make on that $10,000? And then I'll come back to that. What's your marketing strategy? My marketing strategy is, of course, you know about the Zillow, referrals. I make a list of everybody that I know, like literally like 300-400 people. And when I first started, I called them, and I'm still going through that list. Like I just rotate the calls. I say, hey, look, what's going on, man? Hey, you got a house? You know anybody looking to sell their house, etc. And believe it or not, you call 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people and say that same message, you're going to probably get a contract within the next day or so. What's your marketing strategy? What up, Jennifer? Cola? All right, hey, Brother B, what's up? Good to see you here, Pastor B. Pastor B, come on, dog. Hey, look, no, I'm not a pastor. I know some pastors. I'm not a pastor. Can I tag people here? Of course you can, Christian. 10K a month, 10K a month. 10K a month, Marvin. So with $10,000, you want to make $10,000 a month. What I would do is I would make sure that I have a CRM. For lead source and manage it. What I do is I would have my system set up. It'll take me a couple of days. I set up my model, my system, and when I set up my system, I then piece the people together. I'll piece my team together. So I'll staff a acquisition manager, I'll staff a lead sourcing manager, and I'll staff a marketing manager. That's key. Those three positions, and me, I like to talk to the money. I like to talk to the buyers, the serious buyers, and let somebody else weed through the BS buyers, right? And so I have those 4 different positions locked in, and I spread that money. Now, that's going to probably cost me roughly about a couple grand, and then what I'm going to do is I may either buy a list or use free mediums to develop a list. And then I'll skip trace those, and I'll call them, text them. I robo-text, robo-call, and I go through my referral base, and I teach my leads, my acquisition manager, how to do those same things. Now, here's the key: when you're calling high volume like that, so that's gonna probably cost you a couple grand. So if you got $10,000, that should last you at least 5 months. If you don't make money from these techniques in 5 months, you probably might want to find something else to do. But in the first 30 days of this high poweredness, you should have a deal to where you're going to make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, $100,000, depending on the area that you're in. And so now you take that and then you enhance the efforts. You build on the team members. And so that 10 grand could kind of produce an infinite result, but it's all about developing a team that are extensions of you. The key to the team building aspect of is knowing the systems that you're going to have them on. So you don't want to just put a person over a role that you don't know how to do. So you got a lot of people that, attempt to build teams and they don't know how to work their own business, right? So my thing is, I call it the McDonald's technique. So if I'm in McDonald's, if I run a McDonald's, before I get to take over the franchise, I need to know how to run the cashier, dip the grease, the fries, flip the burgers, take out the trash, drop the ice cream. I need to know how to do all of those things before I take over and operate a franchise. And if I don't know how to do those things, how can I effectively tell somebody on my team to do those things? So, and that's one of the main things, look, plug, that we teach is how to know all of the roles. And once you know all of the roles, you can literally operate and put a dynasty in place by knowing all the roles. So the key thing is knowing the roles, putting the system in place, running the system, and then putting the team members in place. What we put together now, we're working on completing the franchise setup, but the portal system where a lot of wholesalers where, I think it's like $300-400 a month or something like that, to where they can lean on our system, our CRM, all of the follow-ups are in place. We fund the leads to them, all that stuff, and all they have to do is pretty much sit in the driver's seat and make phone calls, and the text messages go out on their behalf, all that stuff, and it's very high powered, and we put that in place for several different wholesalers around the country, and it's producing good fruit. So and I'm excited about that. And then the franchise is going to be a little bit more enhanced. It's going to have the VAs in place and all that good stuff. So energy budget techniques, elaborate please. Energy budget techniques, you probably, Oscar, I'm going to tell you to go back and watch this when I'm done. I just went over like several different ones. Maybe you caught that though. $10K a month. How to turn $10,000 into $50,000. I kind of went through that just then. Let me know if you want me to elaborate on that more. Shared. Okay. What do you use to skip trace? Various things. You got peoplesearch.com, you got Intellius. These are close to free that are really good. You got other services that you can use, etc., that cost a little bit more, that's a little bit more stringent. But Intellius is a good one. Microbuilt, I think, is a good one. But Intellius, PeopleSearch are two good ones to start that are low cost. What's up, boss man? What up, Maurice? All right, do your team members invest as well or get commission from the sales? Yes, I teach. Here's the thing about my team. Everybody, you kill it, you eat it. Like, I don't pay salaries. I don't pay a base pay, none of that stuff. Like, I don't believe in that. If you want passive income or you want, to milk a clock, you get, you go buy some rentals, right? You do the same thing that I do. So that way, if the house ain't making no money, nobody making no money, right? You kill it, you eat it. And that mindset, you bring on gorillas. And the ones that ain't about it, they leave quick. And so you got to understand that. So it exposes the lions on your team a lot faster, and that's what you want. You want the gorillas on your team, the people who are on that kill it, eat it mentality. And what that'll do is that will keep you surrounded by go-getters, and it'll eliminate the ones that are not really fast, because when things get, tough or tight, etc., it crunches down and it constricts, and then, a lot of stuff gets squares out of the pipe. So, do your team. Okay, so, yo, what up, Andrew? I heard the McDonald's franchise example when I was listening to the E-Myth audio book earlier today. E-Myth is a great book. What brand of coffee do you drink? Bulletproof coffee, Lynn. Bulletproof coffee with the ghee butter. All right, no, but I don't know. It's bulletproof coffee, though. Really good and high fat. Any other questions, guys? I'm here for you, baby. I'll turn. Any other questions? Oh, no. Any other questions? What questions y'all got? Come on, keep them coming, baby. I'm here. I'm telling you, man, I've been doing my best to try to respond to all these messages in Facebook Messenger, man. And it just got out of hand. And I'm like, I got to do a video soon. So what's up, y'all? What questions y'all got? Did you do direct mail when you started? No. But the reason is, I didn't have it. I ain't have the cheese. Like, so the people that you get mentored by, they're like, yeah, I spend this much on mailers, etc. Like, I didn't have the cheese, bro, to spend that kind of money on no mailers, on some hope. My thing is, man, I'm a pretty safe investor, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's such a word. Yeah, I use the MCT or Mickey T. But I'm a pretty safe investor. And so, meaning like, when I make a move, I've already saw the end and calculated the end and made sure the end is in place, etc. Like, I'm going to go out here just wishing on the whim. And to me, mailers is wishing on a whim, hoping somebody's going to call me back. I don't like to play defense with my business. I play offense, high-powered offense. I take it to the market. I want to know that I can dictate and control the situation, meaning I want to put the person on their heels when I'm picking up the phone. So if my game time, what I call my game time, if my game time is me, 3-4 hours a day, then I'm picking up the phone and I'm taking it to the market, meaning when they answer the phone, hey, hi, my name is Bryan. I'm a real estate investor. I'd like to buy your house before it goes into foreclosure. And when I do that, I'm putting them on their heels. They got to react to me now. And when I get you on the phone and you start talking, well, I don't want to, well, do you know anybody else that's looking to sell their house? Meaning I'm in offensive mode. I'm high power. And so if I get a person on the phone, it's pretty much a wrap if they're willing to accept the offer. And remember, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if you stutter, if you could just mumble out, or I say if you stutter, sing it. Hi, my name is Bryan. I'm a real estate investor. So if you stutter, you can sing it. Hi, my name is Bryan. I'm a real estate investor. And I'd like to buy a house before it goes into foreclosure. Like, sing it. So if you ain't that good at relaying the message that you have, sing it. Sing it to them over the phone. And what they'll probably smile. And you'll get their attention a lot faster. And let me see. Door knocking technique suggestions? Yes, door knock. If mixed with a lot of other methods and techniques, door knocking is good. You probably could door knock on the weekends when people are at home on pre-foreclosure lists. That's good. It's just going to them, hey, what's up? Hey, look, I buy houses. Here's my information. Have a seller's packet, etc. with them. And with yourself, and hand it to them and say, look, if you're interested in selling, I'd like to buy your house before it goes into foreclosure. Boom. Go to the next door. I'm in Texas and I'm really afraid to do lease options. I have people here in El Paso getting into trouble because they do wraparound mortgages and they haven't paid the mortgage. I'm not really an expert on lease options. I have done them. I've made money from them. I'm not an expert to say if it's right or wrong. But I will say if you're scared of it, don't do it because you're going to attract more to be scared of. It sounds philosophical, I know, but if you're scared of something, don't do it until you can develop the faith or the braveness in it to bust past that. But I would say if you're scared of it, don't do it. You look for A, B, C, or D list properties on Zillow, or do you just call them all? Me, I call them all because, in Memphis, I buy everywhere except for certain specific areas. But I call them all, man. I mean, because here's the thing. They may have a property that I want that is not listed. So it's not about the property that's being presented to you on Zillow. It's about, hey, well, you got any other properties? Hey, do you know anybody else? Meaning the seller becomes an end to his network. That's not the end game. The end game is not the phone number that's on Zillow. The end game is building a network. You got to build that network. And when you build that network, what's up, son? My amazing son. You finna go to bed?
I was rubbing mommy's shoulders.
I love you, man. All right. So, but the end game is not the seller itself. The end game is building a network. And when you build a network, so now that seller may be a wholesaler, that seller may be an old investor that's getting out of the game. Like, you know what, man? I don't even want to sell this property for that much. Like, y'all off on prices, but because you hit me up and you asked that question, I got these 18 other properties that I'll sell you. And that has happened to me a whole lot before, believe it or not. Do you invest outside of your local area for cash flow? No. Memphis, Tennessee is the best place in the world to invest for cash flow, period, hands down. Like, there's no comparison. There's nothing that can convince me otherwise. I just happen to live in the best city for cash flow. You want to flip properties, like buy $100,000 properties and flip them for $150,000 and go up to Nashville. Memphis is the best place in the world for buying whole, period. So, if so, how do you prevent property managers from grossly inflating charges for repairs and maintenance? You got to understand, property managers are in business to make money. So, yeah, grossly inflating charges, I'm sure that happens a lot. But they're in business to make a profit too. So, the only way to combat that is to come down there and be your own landlord and do that yourself. But if you can understand the way to combat that is to buy more property so that you can cover the head busting that's going to occur. But if you have a property management company, and charges for certain things are not going to be close to free, or they're not going to be close to cost. The property managers make their money from adding to those specific services. It's just a part of the business, and people sometimes look on that and frown on it, but it's just a part of being in that industry. But the way you combat that is, the way you combat that is to pretty much buy enough income from your properties to where it covers the maintenance, it covers your lifestyle, it covers